Bill, it's good to see you. And I mean, broadly speaking, it's been a tough market for energy for the past 12 months. Do you see that changing?
I see it changing in crude oil and natural gas. That's going to be a little bit sideways. Crude oil's supportive despite concerns about a recession, although there are some concerns about dark oil from Iran, Venezuela, and Russia. Seeing some data where the supply of dark oil is actually quite high.
So we're almost in the best of times if everyone's been marking up their growth prospects, and yet crude is not really participating. Is that because we just continue to see supply coming into the market, or what's been behind that?
I think there's still a lot of fears about recession, economic monetary tightening, although demand is fairly stable. We've had an SPR release that put a lot of crude oil on the market. And I think we've seen Russia evading sanctions, Iran evading sanctions. So there's a little bit more on supply on the market than people could count by traditional means. So I think that's keeping crude oil in check.
Bill, it seems like the narrative should be shifting, though, right? I mean, even if we look at this GDP revision from Q1, if we look at how the economy has managed to avoid a recession to this point, so many people saying, well, if we've gotten this far without recession lights flashing, maybe it doesn't happen this year at all. I mean, shouldn't things look a little better demand-wise and therefore look a little better for energy?
Oh, don't get me wrong. I'm bullish crude oil. And even in a monetary tightening cycle, if you look historically, not a financial crisis, demand grows. So I think crude oil is very, very supportive and is underpriced. But we still have some psychological factors to get over. And I think eventually we'll have to ration off demand with higher prices.
So let's get on the couch here, Bill. How do we get over that psychological? For the people who are trading out there, what's going to be the trigger that changes the narrative and then changes the way crude and other energy is being traded?
I think it's going to be inventories. I think we're in a show me phase and people want to see inventories. They're quite low. They're not dangerously low, but they want to see them continually declining. And I think that's going to change the psychology of crude oil and pricing on a go-forward basis.
What do you think is feasible for price action to the upside, Bill?
I think we're going to have to go north of 100 to balance the market under the current supply and demand balances. We have pretty much robust economy, despite a lot of the fear and naysaying that's been going on. We have population growth, which is energy growth. And we don't have production growth and investment. We have the U.S. dropping rigs. We have a chronically underinvested sector. And so that doesn't bode well for growing demand.